Choosing the right focal length when photographing headshots is extremely important. So in this episode of Photography 180, we're going to show you 4 different focal lengths and the differences between each one. So we're going to be shooting the same composition with 5 different focal lengths, 5 different prime lenses. And the first one I'm going to start with here is going to be the one I'm going to recommend the least, but it is the 35 1.4 from Sigma. And the next one that we're going to shoot with is going to be the Sony 55 1.8. And this is a great lens to use for portraits in general. We use it a lot for weddings, but probably would not use this one for headshots either, especially head and shoulders. And that brings us to our next lens, which I do use fairly often for headshots, which is the Sony 85 1.8. I use this pretty much the majority of the time for headshots in studio especially, but I do also use 2 additional ones, and the next one is the Sigma 105 2.8. This is also a really great lens. Again, I find myself using this pretty often along with the 85 and the next one after this one. However, it does stop at 2.8, so if I do need to shoot at a more wide open aperture, probably gonna make a different decision. And finally, the last lens that we're going to be using is the Sigma 135 1.8. This thing is an absolute beast. I love using this, and so you'll be able to see the difference between each of these prime lenses, each of these focal lengths. But of course, with each subject, one might produce a result that's more flattering than the other. So it's good to have some choices and to see the effects of each one. So let's get right to shooting. Okay, so I'm here. Maria's going to be taking the shots of me themselves. We're starting again with the Sigma 35. My settings are going to stay consistent on the camera. We're at 1/200th of a second, f3.5, and ISO 400. And for lighting, we have the 42-inch Magbox Pro from Magmod, and that's attached to a Flashpoint Explore 600. The light power at 1/256, and all those settings will stay the same throughout this entire exercise. So Maria's going to come forward first with the 35. So we're going to go ahead and show you each of the results from each of the prime lenses here. And as you can see, the sun going in and out today has caused some differences in the video lighting as we've gone through this episode. Thanks for sticking with us. Let us know in the comments which final result you like the most. I'm going to guess mine's going to be either the 85 or the 135. But hopefully this episode has helped you decide which focal length you may want to use for your next client's headshots. Thanks for checking out this episode of Photography 180, and we'll see you guys next week.